presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Ohio.
What a season series it has been between Cleveland and Toronto. Both teams sitting atop their respective divisions. We've had brilliant pitching, a 19-inning marathon, controversial calls, ejections, emotion, and late-inning drama in Cleveland. Sounds like playoff baseball. And the Tribe and the Blue Jays have both won 3 times against each other this season. Game 7 is today, and the Indians have their ace, Corey Kluber, on the mound against the Jays opening day starter Marcus Stroman. Next on Sports Time Ohio. It has been quite a summer in Cleveland, Ohio, an NBA championship, the Republican National Convention, and now on a beautiful Sunday morning in August, the Indians about to wrap up their longest homestand of the year against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. This has been a fantastically played series between these two teams. Rick, I know teams always say, do you feel a little something more when you're playing a first-place club? And the pat answer is usually, no, every game's the same. But the way these two have played each other, it's as if there's something more at stake every time.
They're very evenly matched when you look at them, and there have been some great baseball games between these two, starting with the 4 we played in Toronto. Santana went deep, but none bigger than the one the other night when the Indians down a run in the 9th inning. They get back-to-back homers and inside the Parker by Naquin. That was about as good a game as you're ever going to see against any two teams. But the Blue Jays respond last night. Encarnacion hits a home run. This was in the middle part of the game, but they held on for it. And the one reason that these two teams are so evenly matched is the bullpen ERA. The Indians have given it up. The Blue Jays have not. If you take away that one game, the 17-1, it's very evenly matched.
Yeah, it's almost dead even indeed. And so today, a win tips the balance one way or the other. The Indians are banking on Corey Kluber, who hasn't lost in his last 7 starts, and his ERA over that time is 1.84.
Well, when you look at Corey Kluber, it was his start in Toronto the last time he lost. So he's had 7 very good starts, and he's been out there, and he has been the #1 ace, and he's putting himself on a pedestal again for Cy Young candidate. And he's going to be matched up against the opening day starter for the Toronto Blue Jays, Marcus Stroman, ground ball machine. He keeps the ball down. He's a sinker baller, much what they saw last night from Sanchez. So we'll see. This is going to be the big ball game here today. The Indians could use it. They go out on the road for 7. Toronto ends up heading back home.
All right, we've got the first pitch coming up next. Plus, Andre Knott will weigh in on who has the lead in the AL Cy Young Award race when we come back. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by your local Toyota dealers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Sports Time Ohio studio here in Cleveland. I'm Ashley Collins. The Tigers and the Red Sox were in action last night, a delay to start the game and then again after the 5th inning, but it was David Ortiz's 2-run shot in the 5th that was the difference in Boston's 3-2 win. Detroit has now lost 10 of 13. Boston a half game behind Toronto in the East. They'll close out their series today with Detroit ace Justin Verlander on the hill. He'll face off with Henry Owens, who's replacing scheduled starter Eduardo Rodriguez. So we'll track that game for you along with a few others. Now we'll send it back out to Matt and Rick at Progressive Field.
Thank you very much, Ashley. And you are right on the money. It is a beautiful day in downtown Cleveland. 75 degrees, our game time temperature here today. Just a few puffy white clouds passing by from time to time, but otherwise just about ideal. Indians and Blue Jays have really played an entertaining season series thus far. They've split 6 games, so it's winner take all this afternoon here at Progressive Field, and it just may come down to who gets a better starting pitching performance in the end. Great matchup with Marcus Stroman going for Toronto and Corey Kluber, who has really put himself in the thick of the Cy Young conversation. With more on that, we go downstairs to Andre Knott.
Well, this may be a little bit of a get-back game. If you guys remember back in Toronto in early July, Corey Kluber was on the mound on a Sunday trying to win the series for the Indians. He had maybe his worst start of the season. Since then, he's 5-0 with a 1.62 ERA, and as you said, Matt, he's now in the running for the AL Cy Young Award. He won it just 2 years ago, and Terry Francona always talks about when he gets going, he seems to be able to put start after start after start together, and he has done that. Right here, you're going to look at the T-Mobile Greater Coverage of Baseball, looks at some of the AL Cy Young candidates, and when you look at what Corey Kluber has done for the Indians, he's been the guy that's been able to stop streaks for them, and you all know the Indians score more than 5 runs. They don't lose when Corey Kluber is on the mound.
Well, he has been some kind of hot, especially in this ballpark. He's won his last 6 starts here at Progressive Field, and that's pretty impressive with an ERA of 1.07. So hopefully he can close this homestand off on a very good note. They could go 8-3 with a win today on the homestand, and we'll head out for a week after that.
Arch, something we haven't had to deal with much, especially on the homestand, is the wind possibly being a factor. It is really breezy today. The humidity's gone, but the winds have picked up, and it looks like it's a hitter's day because that wind looks like it's shooting out to right center field.
It's been a hitter's homestand.
Well,
the ball has been carrying. So, and if it looks like it's blowing out to right center, I'll tell you what, you're right. You better keep it down and try and keep it in the park.
Corey Kluber and the Indians take the field. And we'll have a look at the starting 9 for John Gibbons and the Toronto Blue Jays, courtesy of Spitzer Automotive. Devin Travis, the man in your picture, will lead it off. Josh Donaldson back in the starting lineup. He's been bothered by a jammed thumb that he suffered while they were in New York, so he gets his first start in the series here today. Edwin Encarnacion will bat third. Russell Martin, Troy Tulowitzki, and Michael Saunders in the middle third. Melvin Upton, Ezekiel Carrera, and Ryan Goins rounded out.
And this afternoon's Honda starting pitchers. Corey Kluber, 13-8 on the year, a 3.15 ERA. Making his second start against Toronto. We told you back on July 3rd it was not a very good one for Corey, but since that he has been brilliant. And in his career, 1-3 against the Jays, and this will be start number 5. So we'll see if he can wrap up this homestand. He's been very good. His pitches have been crisp. He's had great control, and he's been on point right from the very first inning. Let's set the defense behind him, brought to you by Jeep. For the Indians, they have made 64 errors. They are 5th in the league in fielding percentage. Almonte's in left, Naquin in center, Chisenhall in right. Ramirez at third, Lindor at short. Martinez is at second today. Santana at first, and Perez is behind the plate.
Ramon DeJesus has the plate. The crew chief, Dana DeMuth, the man in your picture. He's at first base. Mike Estabrook at second. Greg Gibson down at third. I think for once, the grounds crew can sit back and relax. Might be the only time in this homestand they've been able to do that.
They might be sleeping right about now because they have had a busy homestand.
Well, we're ready to go. Devin Travis stands in. and Corey Kluber will try to set the tone for Cleveland. And our first pitch of the afternoon is over the outside corner. A fastball for strike one. Toronto has scored first in each of the first two games in the series. It was a two-run homer by Russell Martin in game one. And then last night it was a two-run single by Devin Travis in the second inning.
Two-run single that went about 80 feet.
Seen a little bit of everything and a lot of things we almost never see in this series. That's what makes it entertaining. Swung on and missed. Kluber strikes out Travis.
Nice slider. Gets him to chase at a pitch. It's off the plate for his very first strikeout, and it's our Circle K strikeout with the leadoff batter. Devin Travis goes down.
Josh Donaldson. Our first chance to see him in the series. And he's a difference maker. No doubt about it. When he's in there, makes them a better lineup. When the Blue Jays were in New York, he was facing CC Sabathia. And whether it was something that had built up over time and just that one swing kind of put it over the edge, but it jammed on a pitch, really bothered his thumb. And that happens to hitters. That's why you may see from time to time players will wear, they call it a donut. It's a little piece of rubber that goes around their thumb. It just kind of protects some of the jarring when you get jammed and you bust a bat. This is the pitch that did it to him in New York, though.
And he didn't run because it hurt. And by the time he got back into the dugout, he and John Gibbons had a little talk that was not blown out of proportion. Those two made light of it. But you know, he had to question him and saying, what's going on?
Well, Donaldson, when he went back to the dugout, smashed his bat on the railing where everybody was standing, and then he went to the bat rack, and that's when Gibbons confronted him, and they had to be separated. And then after the game, Donaldson was asked about it, and he said, well, Gibbons wanted to know what kind of cologne I was wearing. And I said, hey, dude, you're standing a little too close. And then, you know, the guys got in the middle of him. And then they kind of took it a step further, and Gibbons said, I think he smells good. The 3-2 broke his bat, and in left field, Almonte has to come in to make the catch. 2 down. Keys to the game brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Make the Jays aware inside. Well, for Corey Kluber, he's got to use both sides of the plate. When you face good hitting teams, you can't just try to dominate away. You've got to be able to pitch inside. And another guy that can sink the ball on the hill today for Toronto.
Yeah, he's as good as it gets in this league when you get to the ground ball.
Edwin Encarnacion. There's a pitch that backed him up, called a strike. Now know why people used to call Dave Parker the Cobra, because Encarnacion, like Dave Parker, could go through a series where he hadn't done much, and then wham, one swing of the bat, strike quickly. Changes the game. He's got that kind of ability. Takes it in the dirt 2-2.
Well, he did it. He did it last night. After the Indians fought back and they scored the 5 runs, he came back to lead off the next inning, and one swing of the bat gave him the home run in the 5th inning.
Hits that one to left. Almonte makes the grab. Corey Kluber works a 1-2-3, top of the first, and the Indians are coming to bat. We're at Mass this morning, so they're a little late arrival to the ballpark. They're jammed up out there trying to get in.
They'll be right in. They'll be in soon.
Bottom of the first, the Indians starting 9, presented by Progressive. For Terry Francona today, Carlos Santana in the leadoff spot. He's walked 3 times. He's 0 for 5 otherwise. Jason Kipnis, Francisco Lindor. Then it's Ramirez, Chisenhall, Almonte, Tyler Naquin, Roberto Perez, Michael Martinez, noticeably absent, of course, today. No Mike Napoli in there.
And the Hyundai starting pitcher, Marcus Stroman for the Jays, 9-5. And after the All-Star break, he's made 6 starts. He's 2-1 with a .382. He did start against the Indians on July 1st. That was that 19-inning game. He went 6 2/3, gave up 5 hits and 1 run. At the time he pitched against him, he was struggling, but boy, he didn't in that game.
Carlos Santana takes a strike. For anybody wondering, no cause for concern. Mike Napoli just a day off. He's only missed 7. This will be his 8th game if he does in fact not play at all, and there's always a chance he could pinch hit at some point. But only 7 times this year has he not played in a ball game, so he has been very durable because he's played mostly first base. Occasionally he'll split some time with Santana and DH.
Well, the Indians have been in some kind of stretch, you know, where what are they playing? 23 games in a row. Next off day September 1st.
And this is what, Arch, 20 out of 25 games that have been played here at home. So this has been a good stretch for Cleveland. They've gone 7-3 on the homestand. This is only the 2nd home game that Napoli has not started, and Tommy Boat pointed out to me that back in April, mind you, he came on and got a pinch hit 2-run homer in that game.
Well, he doesn't want any updates in this park the way he swings it. You know, he wants to continue to play in his home ballpark. But as Tito said, I've got to keep him fresh for the rest of the year, and he says he feels better this year than he has any year going in to the latter part of the season.
1-2 jam job center field. That's going to drop. Perfect. Leadoff man aboard. Santana with his first hit in the series.
He gets the ball inside and jams him, but that falls for a base hit. He'll take it any day of the week. So the leadoff single.
With Napoli sideline, Jason Kipnis once again serving as the DH. He's done that a couple of times here recently. Gives Terry Francona the ability to keep his bat in the lineup, but for the most part kind of give him a day off his feet. Ball one down low. At some point, we're going to see Francisco Lindor and I would think Jose Ramirez both get a day off. Because like Kipnis and Santana, they play every day. Fly ball fairly deep to right. And Saunders on a warning track makes the catch one away.
Let's check out the defense for the Jays. They have made 4 errors in this series. In the outfield, Carrera in left, Upton in center, and it'll be Saunders over and right. Donaldson makes his first start of the series at third. Goins at short. Travis is at second. Encarnacion is at first. Martin behind the plate.
One on, one out, Francisco Lindor. He's 3 for 8 in the series and has scored a run. Riding a 6-game hitting streak. Slowly tapped by the mound. Charging is the second baseman, Travis. He throws out Lindor, 2 gone. Santana moves into scoring position. A great clip of the game from last night. The Indians had themselves quite an inning against Aaron Sanchez. It came in the 4th when they sent 9 men to the plate, and Jose Ramirez had an RBI single, part of a 5-run 4th inning. Just another ho-hum hit with a runner in scoring position for Ramirez. Not a play. He is still the 4th best batter in the American League with runners in scoring position, hitting .388. Up and away. 1-1. Cleveland beginning the day 7 games in front of Detroit in the AL Central. Toronto starts the day just a half game better than Boston in the AL East. But something to keep in mind, because the Orioles have stumbled, losing 2 straight to the Astros, and just like that, Baltimore's 2.5 games back. I mean, that's how crazy it is when you've got 3 teams that close together. You lose 3 or 4 in a row while somebody else wins 3 or 4 in a row, and all of a sudden if the tables could get turned.
Well, and they're going to be matching up against each other all month long in September.
Ramirez fouls one straight back. For the Toronto Blue Jays, they're going home to take on the Angels and the Twins. Then they go to Baltimore for 3, and then they'll play Baltimore in Toronto 3 times in the last week of the season.
Yeah, and well, the thing of it is Sanchez, who pitched in yesterday's game, they optioned him out, went to AAA because they're going to try and, you know, limit his innings. He's going to miss a couple of starts, and he'll come back to start the 31st of August against those Baltimore Orioles.
They're trying to manage him as best they can. He's so important to their rotation. Ramirez awaits the 1-2. Boy, is he putting up a heck of an at bat here right out of the gate.
Always does. Stroman with a great sinker. He has a little slider, changeup. He may cut one into the left-handers.
7th pitch of the at bat coming up here. And he strikes him out. Leadoff single, but no damage done after 1, no score in Cleveland. Cuyahoga. Spectacular Sunday on the North Coast, and for the Indians, Corey Kluber will go to work against 4, 5, and 6 in the Toronto order here in inning number 2. Russell Martin will lead it off. Martin has had himself quite a series. He's gone 4 for 9 with a couple of home runs.
He gets after that first pitch, and he does it often.
Ozzie calls it. Ramirez grabs it, and there is one away. There's the Quicken Loans rocket arms of the afternoon. We'll make that singular. Kluber with a .218 batting average against. That's overall this year. I expect that number's even better of late.
Well, he has been on a roll. He's been lights out, and especially in this ballpark.
Low ball 1.
You look at Corey on the year. At home, he has an ERA of 2.96. His record is 7-4. And they've been getting him some run support in that stretch, and he's taken to it mighty kindly.
Troy Tulowitzki, who sat out the opener with a sore calf, came back last night with a double. But once again, DHing, so it must be a little more sore.
Oh, yeah. When he ran last night and almost got thrown out at second base, he got caught in the rundown between second and third. There's no question he's not pushing it. But it goes to show you, every team is in the same boat. The Indians want to get guys rest. Well, every team needs somebody. They're players that have been getting after it all year long. They need them to get a couple extra days rest.
And he got him looking. 2 down. Second strikeout for Kluber. Not sure what he was looking for, but that wasn't it.
Well, a little comeback fastball, and it's right there. He locked up Tulowitzki. And for Corey Kluber, he passes Bartolo Colon on the Indians' all-time strikeout list into number 12 position.
He's moving into some rarefied company on the Indians' all-time punch-out list. First pitch strike to Michael Saunders. The way strikeouts seem to be on the rise, and the way Kluber dissects hitters, he'll be in the top 10 before long.
Oh yeah, no question. When he gets into one of the grooves like he is in, he just throws a ton of strikes, and the strikeouts come because he's ahead of hitters and he can stay off the plate. He doesn't have to throw you strikes, but he doesn't miss by much. They're right there. They're so close you almost have to swing at them.
Got him looking. Saunders out admiring, and Corey Kluber has fanned 3 in the first 2 innings. 6 up, 6 down, nothing across. that for an inning. And this crowd is going bonkers. Our Here Right sounds of the game from last night. Lonnie Chisenhall brought the Indians back to life. He tied the game up with that mammoth 3-run homer. But unfortunately for the Tribe, all of their offense last night came in that one inning, and they were not able to muster anything else the rest of the way, and they lost 6-5. Chisenhall picks up where he left off. 2 hits last night and a solid line drive single to open up the second inning.
Well, he was right there. A pretty good pitch on the first one, but he gives him a little swinging room here and hits a rocket into right center. So the second straight inning, the Indians have had their leadoff man aboard. Second hit. Lonnie has had a good homestand too. 370, a couple homers, and 12 ribbies.
Abraham Almonte takes a strike. He's just 1 for 6 in the series. On the homestand, you see the numbers. 10 out of 30. Job to short. He might need a thumb guard. 2 down.
Yeah, he got deep into the kitchen of Almonte, and you'll see they get it over. Goins gets it to Travis, who turns it quickly to complete the double play. The Indians have hit into a few of those on the homestand. They have hit into 112 double plays now. Excuse me, 108.
With 2 down, here's Tyler Naquin, Friday night's hero. Trying to hold up, but he went around. And I think he thought that was strike 3, maybe.
No, I think he might have hurt his thumb or something trying to check it. He let the bat go, and I think something maybe popped in that wrist or something. See how he let it go? Squeezing that hand or the thumb.
Line drive, base hit, left center field. I guess the thumb's all right. Big turn, he'll hold right there. And a 2-out base hit for Naquin. Keeps the inning alive.
He spins one up there and helped him out. Boy, when you see that, I think I might have went with a fastball after he comes back, and you think he might have did something to that thumb. But he ends up getting the base hit to left center field. 2-out single. Stroman upset.
Roberto Perez will bat with a runner at first and 2 down here in the second. No score. Up high, ball 1. team bouncing to second will end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. We've played 2, no score in Cleveland. Spotted by Goodyear, leading the way with tires that deliver superior performance in clutch situations. Goodyear, more driven.
That thing made a nice turn at second base to head to third, the blimp.
I wonder if it's any more difficult on a day like this, or if it's easier.
Yeah, they're going right into the wind, and it's just cruising, sitting right in one spot. It's beautiful. Hovering.
Melvin Upton 1 for 7 in the series. He clobbers one high in the air, and that baby is gone. His second hit is another home run. And Toronto once again has the lead, scoring first in all 3 games in the series, 1-0.
Back-to-back days for Upton. And Corey Kluber, that's only his 15th allowed, but it's down in his wheelhouse, down and in. And he found it. Looked like it was a 2-seam fastball. So one swing of the bat, the first hit of the game, gives Toronto a run.
Guerrero was thinking about a bunt. He went too far, and it's 0-2. Well, one thing about Melvin Upton, I mean, he hasn't changed who he is as a player. He is still more or less all or nothing, which is weird because you look at him and he doesn't have the build or the profile of a guy who's going to hit a ton of home runs. But it just seems like with Upton, he either hits a home run or he strikes out.
He has some holes. You're right. He has that open stance, and Klub's just found it down and in his zone where he hit a home run. When you look last night off Tomlin, he threw him a breaking ball down and in, but he stayed on it and threw it to right center field. But it was about in the same spot.
You know?
You were talking last night about the guys, the home run balls that were being hit and their swings that are grooved.
Yeah,
you
swing
know,
path,
I'm thinking this is the way it was. You know, it was right down into that swing path of Upton.
Corey knew it the minute it left the bat. He could tell by the sound and the location that that one was Not going to stay in the yard. I'll be shocked if that's the only ball we see leave the yard here today.
Yeah, he hit it well.
Popped in the air. Backpedaling is Michael Martinez, and he's got a tough sun field, but he hangs on. Boy, you could just see at the very end of that play how difficult it was for him.
Does he have glasses on? No. Where's the glasses? I mean, he's using that glove to shield it, which is fine. But if you're looking directly up into the sun, man, you got to have some sunglasses out there. It didn't just come out of the clouds. It's been out all day. You better catch it.
I think he's the only guy out there without sunglasses on.
You gotta have sunglasses on. It's a day game. I know, and you get it this time of day, and it's usually directly behind the plate.
Kluber's 3-0 to Ryan Goins. The number 9 hitter with one out here in the third, and Toronto up 1-0. It'll bring up Devin Travis.
Well, Indians baseball is live with the MLB.com @bat app. You can stay connected all season with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet.
Runner goes. Travis swing and a miss. Throw down, and he is dead to rights. And there are 2 down in the inning. As Michael Martinez slaps a tag on him.
Yeah, he was running off the field too. Well, good throw by Perez. Right on the money. Watch Martinez. He might have thought that was 3 outs. He's going to start running off the field unless he got cleated there.
Devin Travis takes the next pitch down the line. Long run for Chisenhall, and it's off the wall. Makes a good play on the ball, but his throw is all the way to third. So a 2-out double for Travis, and the Indians might have caught a break there, because if that ball's maybe 10 feet more to the left, it's probably gone.
Yeah, that wind blowing it down the line. There's that cutout. It's about a 3 or 4 foot higher wall for about 10 feet until the wall drops down, and you'll see the cutout here right there off the Drug Mart sign. And you know, a little farther left, that's the fence is a lot shorter.
But that's going to give Josh Donaldson a chance. Right back our way. Need about 4 foot longer arms.
Took a healthy cut there. I don't know if a cleat got stuck in the dirt there or not. But he generates some kind of bat speed with that swing.
All that rain that was in Detroit last night must have moved to Baltimore. Orioles are in a rain delay with the Astros. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Tigers Red Sox had a couple of rain delays before they eventually finished that game last night.
That's been it's been all over. It was here for a good part of the homestand.
Now Kluber ready with a 1-2. Good block by Perez. Melvin Upton's solo home run here in the third as the Blue Jays in front. Donaldson trying to inflict some two-out damage after the double by Devin Travis. This stretch of 20 home games in their last 25 overall started on July 26th against Washington. And the Indians have gone 14-10 overall in those 24 games. And gained a little ground in the standings. The 2-2. In the dirt. What a pick again by Roberto Perez. The count is full.
Well, he's going to go downstairs with that breaking ball again, and he kept the glove down. That is the key with the pitches that are coming in like that. You see how his body was up, but the glove was on the ground, and he was able to get it.
Three-two. That was right there with a good fastball, but Donaldson shoots it back. Get to see at least one more pitch.
Well, look where Perez is sitting. They wanted inside, and that didn't get in there. That was pretty much heart of the plate, but he fouled it off.
Time he wanted to go away with it. And that slider is fouled away again by Donaldson. He's having a heck of an at bat. 30 out of 47 pitches for Kluber have been strikes, so he has been in attack mode. And he shoots it fair down the right field line. 2-0 Toronto. A 2-out RBI single to right.
Well, give credit to Donaldson. He really put up an at-bat there until he got a cutter. And it was something he might have been looking for. Just cut the plate in half and look away. And he didn't try to pull it. He didn't do anything. That's about all you could do with it. But you can see where Santana was playing at first, way off the line, expecting him to try to pull the ball. And there it goes. It's a great job of hitting to drive in a run with a man on second base. And they've got two on the board.
Toronto's had no trouble getting the early lead in all three games. Edwin Encarnacion takes a strike. Strike to the outside corner. 0-2 to kill. Started with a home run by Upton. He walked Goins, although he was a race trying to steal, but then back-to-back hits Travis Donaldson had a long at bat.
Boy, he just had him timed. He just took off. He didn't make him stop at first base on the 0-2 count. He jumped and he just continued to keep moving to second base. Watch him get off and he'll shuffle. There it is, and boom, 2 shuffles.
Three on the left side of the infield right now. Nobody on the right side except for Santana, who's holding the runner. Donaldson not running. And Encarnacion hits it right into the shift to end the inning. Toronto gets 2 in the third, and they take a 2-0 lead. Enjoy a cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Stroman, the pitcher, number 6. You don't see many single-digit numbers on a pitcher's back. And you would think he would be one of the only ones, which he is, but he's not the lowest one. Snell with Tampa, I think, has number 4 on his back, the left-handed pitcher that pitched here earlier in the year.
Michael Martinez takes and looks at another pitch down low, 2-0. Same pitch, same result, 3-0. Are you kidding me? What's the definition of insanity? Michael Martinez with a leadoff walk. And we'll go down to Andre.
Well, that definition plays into Stroman pretty well. The game plan against him is have some patience and stay off of the slider. Now, Terry Francona said something to me interesting the other day. He says he thinks Stroman's sinker, when going well, is right up there with Aaron Sanchez's that we watched last night. He says when that sinker is working, this is a tough guy to get the ball in the air against.
He's also a tough guy to get aggressive against early because his ground ball ratio goes up earlier in the count. So if you, like they say, remain patient, maybe he'll get a slider if he throws it and it may stay up there.
Well, Arch, how does it play with his height, with his fast? You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have a downward flight with it because he's kind of a shorter guy. Does that play into it a little bit?
I would think so, because when we were in Toronto, the sliders that he threw and we looked at, see, there's a great sinker there and good movement. It seemed like a lot of them stayed up and they were hittable, but I guess you're looking down in the zone so much with this guy, he can get away with it.
Right.
Santana got a ball up, but he jammed him. And still he was able to muscle it into center field in the first. Just missed outside. You could tell Russell Martin wanted that pitch.
Well, and he brought it in too. That's why he wanted it. He's trying to coax De Jesus into a strike there. There was. Yeah, that was perfect.
I don't know what he was looking for. There's a second strikeout for Stroman. You know, I was going to say all three of the Indians' hits today have used the center of the diamond. Man, that ball's right down Broadway.
That was a straight four. It looked like a four-seamer, or at least it was one that did not move. He doesn't throw many that are straight, and that one was.
Jason Kipnis, he flied to right in the first. It was one of those balls off the bat where you think, you know, maybe he just mishit it by a fraction of an inch. Carried to the warning track. Didn't quite square it up. Otherwise, it might have been 25-30 rows deep. It's out right at Travis, and the Blue Jays turn 2 for the second inning in a row. 3 complete. Toronto 2, Cleveland nothing. Where our PGA pro Jimmy Hanlon has terrific tips to improve your game, talks about this weekend's tournament inside the golf zone. Jimmy Hanlon, presented by American Eagle Mortgage and Farm & Guard, tonight at 8 on Fox Sports Ohio.
First pitch again. He is an RBI in each of his last 6 games because he's homered in his last 6.
It's one way to ensure an RBI at every game.
Absolutely. He's been hot, and he hits over 500 when he puts that first pitch in play.
Raised in Quebec. Spent time in Paris living with his mom after his parents divorced. One advantage of being able to speak French, I would think, is that if you get angry with an umpire, you could say things that most umpires probably wouldn't understand. There might be an occasional umpire who took a little French in high school or something, but the 2-2. Bullseye. Kluber with his 4th strikeout. Let's go to Ashley Collins for an in-studio update.
Thanks, Matt. Rangers and the Rays are in action in Tampa Bay, and we will go to the 3rd inning. Texas grabs a 2-0 lead. Delino DeShields with his 4th homer of the season. That one a 2-run blast to left center field. Rangers lead it 2-0 right now. That Astros-Orioles game is delayed, as you mentioned, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Ashley. Indians, of course, will head out to Oakland, then they'll see Texas down in Arlington before returning home to Progressive Field at the end of the month. Troy Tulowitzki takes a strike.
Well, Tulowitzki didn't like that call, and he's letting DeJesus know.
The 0-2 swung out and missed. He chased the breaking ball in the dirt, and there are 2 down.
Five for Kluber now. Breaking ball. He's going to chase it. It's in the dirt. He didn't like the pitch before, but he got after that one, and that wasn't close. He sort of helps him out. Kluber with 5 strikeouts now.
And it brings up Michael Saunders, who was called out on strikes his first time up.
Good inning.
Michael Martinez will throw him out. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays for the 3rd time in 4 innings, but they lead it 2-0. Report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. You know, Escobar was trying to bunt, and the ball came off the bat and caught him square in the face. So they put him on the DL. I also saw that they designated Johnny Giavitella for assignment in a series of moves they were making in conjunction with the Escobar and DL move. Tough loss for the Pirates as well.
Yeah, at the time where they're battling to stay alive for a wild card spot.
Francisco Lindor leads off the bottom of the 4th. And Stroman's pitch outside for ball 1. Marcus Stroman gave up a leadoff single to Santana to start the game, and then 2 hits in the 2nd inning. But he's been able to induce double plays in back-to-back innings. One down.
Well, the first one back in the second inning, Almonte jammed, and they just turn it easily there. And then last time, Kipnis hits it right into a 4-6-3 double play. Hits from Stroman have come when he's been out of the full windup. Anytime they've had somebody on, they haven't been able to do anything, and we just showed you why. 0 for 7 when they have a base runner. Well, you get an 0-2 pitch, a little bit off the plate, but it's a good one. It's close.
Chase one in the dirt, but it gets away, and Ramirez will be safe at first on the wild pitch.
Looked like a slider that Ramirez went after. It was down in the dirt, though. He kept it down, and Martin couldn't handle it. It went for the backhand, and it ricocheted off his glove. It goes to the screen, so Ramirez could reach easily. So there's a way of getting a base runner. You swing and you miss, you have the wild pitch, you're on first base. So a break for the Indians.
And it brings up Lonnie Chisenhall, who rifled a ball into right center field his first time up. Broke his bat and off the facing of the Blue Jays dugout. R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer, down there with a front row seat this afternoon.
Well, KeyBank Kids tickets are just $15 for kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. They're located in the family deck out here. Go to Indians.com to get them.
Fastball up and away. Boy, nice pitch. Shaving the outside edge. Boy, how big of an exception to the rule is Marcus Stroman when for years teams operated under the assumption that if you're a right-handed starter, you've got to be at least 6 feet tall. And I mean at least 6 feet. He stands 5'8" and generates the kind of velocity and movement.
Well, we'll see how long he lasts, how long that body lasts, you know, when you come to experience.
Another strikeout. It goes to the backstop. Lonnie's out, but moving into scoring position is Ramirez. And there are 2 down.
Well,
that's a pass ball there.
Well, that one, yeah, it didn't hit the dirt. That gets by him, and Chisenhall didn't get a piece of it. So that'll go back to the screen. I think they, let's see what they scored a pass ball. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Arch, at 5'8", though, that's unheard of, really.
Yeah, we'll see, though, you know, as he gets some years in, if that body holds up. Not to say he's not in good shape or anything like that, but you just wait and see.
And it's not, it has nothing to do with, well, short people are not good enough or anything of that nature. It's just, you know, they look at it, if you're not tall, you can't leverage the ball downhill to get it down in the strike zone. That's always the knock against shorter pitchers, that the ball tends to come up into the fat part of the hitting area for hitters. But this guy has such incredible sink
The movement
and a good fastball that runs.
Better hope he never hurts his arm and he loses some of that velocity.
The 1-1. Popped up, foul, and out of play. Stroman. The 1-2 to Almonte, and he strikes him out. That's 5 strikeouts for Marcus Stroman. And through 4, it's Toronto 2, Cleveland nothing. Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. By your Northern Ohio Honda dealers and by the Cleveland Clinic. Access anytime, anywhere. Corey Kluber goes to work in the 5th, bottom 3rd of the order. Melvin Upton. He took him deep in the 3rd. This time he takes a strike. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, that strike he hit was down and in to Upton. It was a fastball.
Takes one right down the middle. And that's a half-dozen Ks for Kluber. One down here in the 5th. In-game recap brought to you by your Toyota dealers. The Upton homer in the 3rd I just spoke of, followed a few batters later by Josh Donaldson. He did a nice job of just taking it the other way inside the bag, plating Devin Travis. And that's it. No other scoring. Corey Kluber, meanwhile, has thrown 9 straight strikes to make it 10.
Yeah, not a very good swing at that one by Carrera. 14 of 17 first pitch strikes for Corey.
Oh, Kluber flashing the leather, 2 down. MLS Soccer Sunday, sponsored by Audi, returns tonight. Big Western Conference rivalry. Don't miss this one as the Seattle Sounders collide with the Portland Timbers tonight, 9:30 Eastern on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. And our stage director, Gary Coach, wants me to remind you that's 9:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight.
Gotcha.
Two gone for Ryan Goins, who walked and then was caught stealing in the third. He was thrown out by so much it almost made you wonder, did somebody miss a sign? Did something go awry?
Well, one of those things, you get the ball to your catcher, he gets rid of it quickly and makes a good throw. It's not easy to steal.
Ryan Goins, who walked on, I believe it was 4 pitches his first time up, finally sees a strike. And now the count evens at 2-2. Foot.
Yeah, he was way out in front on this pitch, and watch it go straight down. I want to see where it catches him. Off the back foot, and it's the toe. That thing came straight down. You see a lot of times it's off the front foot. You don't see too many times off the back.
Couldn't quite get there. He was about a stride, maybe 2 strides in between from having a chance to dive. He ran right up on it and realized, if I dive, I'm not going to catch it anyway, so let's just try to knock it down.
Yeah, keep it a single, keep it in front of you. He just didn't hit it hard enough. I mean, he was thinking catching it. That ball came up and knocked his hat off. Not sure where it got him. Let's see. Hit him in the knee and just up in the forehead and knocked his hat off. How about that?
I tell you what, we have seen it all this weekend.
That's weird.
Kluber trying to work his way out of this. Devin Travis, though, doubled and almost hit it out of here in the third. Hits that off the end of the bat. And Lindor goes to second for the inning-ending force. Middle of the 5th, it's still 2-0 Toronto.
to 2016 postseason tickets by purchasing 2017 season tickets. Plus, you'll get access to tickets for opening day, team shop discounts, drive rewards, and more. Just visit Indians.com/postseason for more details.
What a really cool shot of the terminal tower, though, coming out of downtown. Bottom of the 5th inning. Tyler Naquin to lead it off. He had a base hit in the 2nd.
Nice little straight four-seam fastball there. We've seen a couple of them. I think one to Santana that he took for a called third.
And Stroman is going to have an easy play, 1 down. Go back downstairs to Andre Knott.
We hate to bring up someone's height as much as we have, but with Marcus Stroman, as you were talking about last inning. Now, this is what it says with Wikipedia. He's listed at 180 pounds, 5'8", making him one of only 6 pitchers shorter than 5'10" to make a start at the major league level in the 21st century. Now, he doesn't avoid the height thing. He also has a clothing line, and he's trademarked the letters HDMH. Height doesn't measure heart. Talks about it on social media. It helps out kids constantly, telling them no matter what your height is or your size, you can do whatever you want to do.
Well, and, you know, I try not to think of left-handers in this conversation because lefties are different. You know, when it comes to pitchers, you can be a left-handed. I don't know, but they always say that. But left-handers under 6 feet tall, maybe because they have more just natural movement. For whatever the reason, it seems to be right-handed pitchers, right-handed starters under 6 feet tall are the ones that are generally discriminated against. There, I said it. Okay, but you know, think about guys like Pedro Martinez. Yeah. He was under 6 feet tall. Tim Lincecum. He's a shade under 6 feet. I think he's 5'10", 5'11".
I'd say Danny Salazar here. He's barely 6 foot if he's 6 foot.
Yeah, not a big guy by any stretch. Fouled out of play by Roberto Perez. Now, I mean, I don't know why it is, but there's got to be some science behind it. Otherwise, you'd see probably more right-handed starters that were under 6 feet tall have success.
I'm trying to think of any that I played with, and none are coming to mind.
The 2-2. Now, guys you played against, but again, like Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry, he was under 6 feet tall. But again, just.
Well, he was left-handed, but I mean, he threw hard. He had good stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Why is it that lefties seem to be able to work around it? Billy Wagner, under 6 feet tall, left-handed.
I don't know. How tall is Kimbrel? But they're not starters.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
you gotta. You're talking about starters.
I think we're talking about. I think so. Yes. Arch, who was the guy the Indians had back? Blanking on Rudy Cianez. He could have been 6 feet tall.
Right, but he was a bullpen guy.
Relief guy.
Yeah. He threw hard.
The 0-2. There you go. No, says third base on Craig Gibson. Well, to your point, the test for Stroman, because there's certainly physically, you look at him, like the way he throws the ball, size obviously doesn't matter in his case, but longevity will be a real test for him.
Right. This is only, what, his 2nd year, and he missed most of last year, never came back to the playoffs.
Yeah, he had that ACL. He blew it out in spring training in his knee.
Let's wait. Yeah, you wait and see if he can stand the test of time.
Marcus Stroman went to Duke. The 1-2. And he got him looking. I'll tell you what, this Blue Devil is bedeviling the Indians here so far. Through 5 innings, he has fanned 7 and has allowed just 3 hits. Tickets presented by Sports Time Ohio. Includes your first drink. So grab your friends, catch the game from the corner or the drink rails on the left. District tickets are only online at Indians.com/district ticket. Corey Kluber, 75 pitches in. 14 out of 19 first pitch strikes. But what I like is that almost half of his outs have been on 3 pitches or less. That's what can get him deeper into the game.
Sure. I mean, he still has 6 strikeouts. He's been very good at that. Since that last start in July, he's been outstanding.
Oh, man.
Quick
he
work.
Had Donaldson fooled badly. Strikeout number 7.
Donaldson came up and threw a great at-bat up against him in his last at-bat to drive in the second run, but Kluber makes quick work here. That's a nasty little breaking ball, and Donaldson couldn't hold up on it. He hit the cutter the last time for the base hit and kept it fair down the first baseline. Send along a birthday wish to Dorothy Klimko of Clymer, Pennsylvania, turning 97 today.
That's a little low to Encarnacion. 2-0. Yanked to left. Encarnacion headed for second base, and he'll have himself a 1-out double. Stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. Nobody has driven in more runs in baseball than Encarnacion.
Yeah, he's had a terrific year, free agent at the end of the year. Of course, Nolan Arenado always up there. Big Papi. Well, Encarnacion just hit his 28th double. He picked on a hanging breaking ball. And Kluber would love to put another 0 on the board because the way Stroman is looking right now, can't afford to give up anything else.
Chop foul, third base side.
Third straight time Martin has gone after a first pitch. Perez just went out there.
Russell Martin cuts and misses. 0-2. Martin called out on strikes his last time up. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Detroit putting it on the Red Sox 5-0 there in the 4th inning at Comerica Park. By the time it was all said and done last night, though, the surging Royals, who have won 7 in a row, are just a game behind Detroit now. They're currently scoreless in the 2nd against Minnesota. The 1-2 to Martin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, are you kidding me?
It was close.
Stop for sure. He run around. Let's take a side look.
This is where we'll get a better angle.
No, good job, Danny Demuth. You were on it.
He was.
Time he swung and had no chance. 8 strikeouts for Kluber, 2 down in the inning.
Well, Corey Kluber's made some really good pitches this afternoon, and that's why he has the 8 strikeouts. He's gotten a lot of hitters to swing and put in play on 3 pitches or less. Here we are in the 6th inning, and he's had 86 pitches, but he has had. You see hitters take swings like you've never seen before and miss pitches by a lot. He is that deceptive. Between Martin, Tulowitzki, and Sanders, they've struck out 6 out of the 8 times. Kluber also has 16 swings and misses today.
One got away from him a little bit. 2-0. Runner at second, 2 down. 2-0 Toronto. We're in the 6th. A little low. 3-0. Right in there, first strike. So Kluber has issued a walk. It's his 2nd of the game. And the inning will continue for the left-handed hitting Michael Saunders right after we go to the studios for an in-game update.
Thanks, Matt. You mentioned Red Sox and Tigers. They're in Detroit facing off 3rd inning, and Justin Upton with a big 3-run blast, his 14th of the season. Miguel Cabrera, JD Martinez would score on that. They're up 5-0, bottom of the 4th, guys.
Well, actually, that time Upton posed at the plate, and he could take his time jogging around the bases.
Yeah.
Last night, that may have cost the Tigers.
Did you see it? But that was straightaway center field, wasn't it, that pit?
Yeah.
The ball he hit?
Saunders hits one pretty well to left center. Into the gap, Almonte makes the catch, ends the inning. The runs a hit 2 left. Middle of the 6th, it's still 2-0 Toronto. They'll take on the Athletics tomorrow night. Carrasco and Andrew Triggs is the matchup. Our coverage begins with Indians Live at 9:30. First pitch at 10 right here on Sports Time Ohio, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Also, don't forget, if you missed it, they're going to replay Friday night's dramatic come-from-behind win over Toronto at 6:30 p.m. So leading into tomorrow night's game, if you missed the action from Friday night, you can see it tomorrow night beginning at 6:30. Carlos Santana and the Indians offense trying to get something going here. And he shoots one into left field, a base hit. Second time today Santana has led off an inning with a single.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great swing off a guy that's going to sink it down and away. And well, I'd love to see Carlos do that more often. You know, they play him with the shift and he just takes his base hit. Look at that, was before 2 strikes. He's at the shortstop position he's in. So, you know, that's a base hit. And you need to get it going. It's the 6th inning. That's only your 4th hit. Now you bring the tying run to the plate. I love that approach.
You were already a well-established major leaguer when Shalimar came out with a big pop hit second time around.
Shalimar?
Yeah. But with Marcus Stroman, it's the 3rd time around that has given him problems this year. Opposing teams have batted .287 3rd time through the order with 13 home runs. And I think Boschenik said that's the most in baseball.
Okay. Well, we're going through the 3rd time Santana got the base hit.
Down low.
Maybe that's a sign. We'll see. Last time Kipnis grounded into a double play. The Indians have hit into 2 today. Yeah, they just need to get something going. A little spark.
Not a play.
Going back to Shalimar.
Second time around. It's right in your wheelhouse. You were probably out of the disco. The 2-2. Going to left, but that's going to slice out of play. Did Cleveland have a true disco? I mean, the theatrical wasn't a disco, right?
No, that wasn't. Well, what do you think of, like, what you see on
with the
on
lights
TV?
and the flashing.
Not that I went to.
That 2-2. In the hole on a base hit to right field. Santana will stop at second base. Saunders got to it quickly, but back-to-back singles to open the bottom of the 6th for the Indians.
Well, there you go. Kipnis found the hole. You know, that's the difference. When you hit it on the ground and it finds a hole, you say, hey, that's a great job of hitting. When you hit it on the nose and you hit it at one of their, people, and you ground into a double play, they say, oh, man, here's a double play. Well, this one finds a hole, so it's a great job. Back-to-back hits. The Indians at 1st and 2nd, now nobody out, and they're going through for the 3rd time.
Another 2-strike hit.
What's that, about 50?
52 strike hits on this homestand. Now Francisco Lindor 0 for 2 on the day. He lines a base hit into left field. Santana out there to wave him home. Carrera will make no throw. The Indians are on the board. It's a 2-1 ball game. 3 straight singles to open the 6th. Lindor with his 64th RBI on the year, and here comes pitching coach Pete Walker.
Do the Indians have like headsets in their helmets listening to you saying the 3rd time around? Because they're 3 for 3.
No, I think they're listening to you. Opposite field approach. Stay on the ball.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, that's beautiful right there. Lindor just takes him the other way. Santana started the inning off by not trying to do anything much with the sinker. Just take what he's giving you. So 2 of the 3 hits. Kipnis was able to pull it and find the hole on the right side with a man on first. So 3 straight singles. That's now 6 hits, but they're on the board. They cut the lead to 2-1.
And now Jose Ramirez with an opportunity to do some damage. He's done his fair share over the course of this season. One of the best hitters and runners in scoring position in the American League. And he rips it just foul. Oh, man. That would have been great if that was fair, because I would have loved to have seen if Lindor could have scored all the way from first. Right down the line, but hey, Dana DeMuth, the umpire, the crew chief, was right there.
Well, it was close. It was very close, and it was a foul ball, but not by much.
Straight hits to open the inning, nobody out. Though Ramirez in the hole, 0-2. Slowly chopped, another double play ball. My goodness, that's 3 this afternoon. And the tying run is at third base with 2 away.
Well, he got ahead of him, and he was able to throw him an off-speed pitch and took the sting out of the bat, and it was away. You see where that breaking ball went away? Easy play for Goins to step on the bag and throw it.
And it's up to Lonnie Chisenhall to see if he can deliver a 2-out hit. Lonnie 3 hits and 6 at bats on the homestand. A single, a double, and a home run. Blue Jays getting some action in the bullpen, it looks like, even though Stroman's just about to make his 80th pitch of the game. A little high.
Only 9 times this year has he thrown 100 pitches in a ball game or more. He's right in that 90 range. You know, and I figure if you've never faced him before, that's why you try. If teams get aggressive with him, I'm sure he has quick innings with his ground balls. So it's going to take another 2-strike, 2-out hit for the Indians.
Yeah. Why not? Down he goes. Inning over. Boy, it started with such great promise. 3 straight singles. Indians do get on the board, but they still trail it 2-1. Lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. By Ford, built Ford tough. And by Firelands Regional Medical Center. 2-1 Toronto as we roll to the 7th inning. Always nice to get a note from Court Barry Tripp on the Indians Baseball Information Department. He's also our resident Motown sound expert, and he wanted you to know that Shalimar Arch also helped Michael Jackson choreograph several of his music videos because they began their career as dancers on Soul Train first.
Okay, he's listening to us. What's he at home?
No, he's going on the road trip with us, so I'm assuming he's in the building somewhere.
Oh, so he's not up here at his post in the press box.
Let's take a look down there.
He's not if he's listening to us on television. Not away, Court. Pack last night, not today.
Melvin Upton homered in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th.
And he does know everything about rock and roll, doesn't he?
More Motown and soul music. He's got his areas of interest.
Yeah, he's a Michigan boy.
2-1 pitch. Swung out and missed. Maybe he'll strum you a song on the plane.
No, thank you.
A little lullaby. The 2-2. High drive on one hop. Martinez there to snag it. 1 down. Aerial coverage this afternoon provided by Goodyear, leading the way with tires that deliver superior performance in clutch situations. Goodyear, more driven. Bird's eye view of the diamond here at Progressive Field on a just perfect day weather-wise. Humidity gone. Rain finally gone. I shouldn't say that finally, because it seemed like we went about a month without any rain.
No question.
Definitely needed it.
Well, the people that worked the hardest on this homestand were certainly the ground crew, because they had their opportunities to get their work in putting on and pulling off the tarp.
Drag bunt. Martinez, what an alert play to get over to the bag and cover as Santana sharply flipped it to him for out number 2.
Yeah, that's the key. You got to beat that second baseman to first if you're the hitter. But Santana comes in. Kluber could have been there, but here comes Martinez, and he beats Cabrera to the bag, and that's why he's out. You'd like to get it in between the pitcher and first baseman, but they had it ready because they've seen Carrera do this before.
We need to get Jensen Lewis on the StatCast after the ball game and draw those lines and see exactly how far Martinez has to run compared to the hitter going down the line. He's probably got maybe, what would you say, Arch? Maybe a 10 feet, 10, 11 advantage, 10, 15 feet less he's got to run to get there than the hitter.
I don't know where he was playing exactly. I want to see where, I'd have to look and see where Santana was playing. He was playing up, and because he got to the ball pretty quickly.
Because you can't dawdle. If you fall asleep at second base,
right, you got to hustle to get over, no question.
And the 0-2 inside. I mean, it's similar to the play that ended the game Friday night. Fly ball hit to right field. Michael Saunders went back. He couldn't make the catch. But Melvin Upton, he hesitated just long enough that he couldn't get over.
Well, he never came in. I never saw him in the play, in the replay, until late. And then by the time he got there, then he slept. But that's just from a camera angle. I don't know where he was because we weren't watching. We're watching the play. We're watching the ball. We're watching Naquin, everything but.
And you don't expect the ball to hit the wall and ricochet that far towards center field a lot of times either.
Not when no, because you thought it was out of the ballpark originally.
It's hard to tell on television, but in right field, especially out there in straightaway right, that wall does angle a bit toward center field. It doesn't, it's hard to see it. That ball hits it the right way, it will shoot back the other direction. The 2-2. Tough to not get that call if you're Corey Kluber the way he's
tried to throw
today.
that backdoor breaking ball a little bit off the plate.
And it's low, ball 4. Isn't that something? The guy hitting below 200 has walked twice today.
And has a hit.
And he's got a base hit. Yeah. Turns it over to the top of the order, and Devin Travis. I noticed that Devin Travis has got that thumb donut on his right hand. Did they ever have anything like that during your career? Was this a more recent invention?
It may have been later, but they had, you know, things you could make to put on your thumb. I don't think like the ones they wear now. There's a lot of hitters wear it. A lot of hitters.
Some hitters probably wear it more out of just as a precaution more than anything else. Just in case you get jammed, it takes some of the vibration out.
Yeah, you can see it on the top hand there.
Yeah, right back up the gut. That's a base hit for Davis, or Travis, excuse me. And back-to-back base runners for Toronto with 2 outs in this 7th inning.
Came inside and he put a nice short swing on that ball to take it back up the middle.
Mike Clevenger's up in the bullpen. He's ready. And now it's decision time as Mickey Callaway and Terry Francona in the dugout look over the matchups, talk it over. You got Josh Donaldson, though, coming to the plate. And Kluber sitting at 109 pitches on the afternoon. Tito probably feels like, well, he's our ace. It's his ball game right here. He's got to get out of this.
Well, he had 2 outs and nobody on. They walked the 9th place hitter, Ryan Goins, and then the base hit. And now you're into some choppy waters here with Donaldson. And if he should reach, then you got Encarnacion.
4th time that they have faced Kluber here today, and that's a rarity in this day and age to see a starter 4 times in one ball game. Last time up, Donaldson went down quickly on strikes. Takes ball 1.
That 3rd inning was the big inning where, you know, they scored the first their 2 runs. Had to work hard, and Donaldson hit a cutter that way to drive in the 2nd run of the inning.
It's the same hitters, too. It started with Upton. He walked Goins, turned it over. Travis got a base hit. Donaldson drove in a run. So will history repeat itself, or will Kluber be able to get out of this mess and keep it a 1-run game? It's 3-0. And the last thing Terry Francona wants to do probably is bring a rookie into a bases loaded situation with the game on the line against the RBI king of baseball. But that may be what he's forced to do. He walked him on 4. And the bases are loaded with 2 down, and here comes Tito. So it would appear that Corey Kluber just ran out of gas here in the 7th. He walked 2 in the inning, and they're loaded up with 2 down for Edwin Encarnacion. And coming on to face him will be Indians rookie Mike Clevenger when we come back. Two to 1 here in the 7th with 2 down. They've got the bases loaded. And the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen made for Mike Clevenger. Now Clevenger had his troubles as a starter, but in 2 relief outings, he's given up 1 run in 6 innings. Only 3 hits allowed in those 6 frames, and he has struck out 5. And he'll come into a situation against Edwin Encarnacion, who is 1 for 3 today, 3 for 12 in the series. And everything's sort of hanging in the balance, if you will. It's a 2-1 game. If he gets out of it, certainly they have great opportunities and a chance to come back and win this thing.
Oh yeah, you've got 9 outs left, but this is the key right here. The bases loaded. It was all started with 2 outs and nobody on. And then the kid's got to come on and get the guy that's leading the world in RBIs.
And a first pitch strike. How important that is for any pitcher, especially for Clevenger in this kind of a matchup. A little low, 1-1. Nine grand slams in the career of Encarnacion. Good pitch. And now Clevenger ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shy of a sellout today, but still a good and spirited crowd on the Sunday afternoon.
don't know what's going on at home plate.
Roberto Perez taking issue with Edwin Encarnacion, either something that he said or something that he did, and he's still barking at him. And Roberto's basically saying, get in the box, let's go. Now time called. We got a balk. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Home plate umpire Ramon De Jesus is going to third base umpire Greg Gibson, and he's calling him back. No balk. And Encarnacion, I think, had called for time, and therefore no balk. A lot of complaining.
Now we've got
everybody's arguing at somebody. Now Greg Gibson is explaining to Terry Francona what he saw that would constitute a balk.
Well, I was just thinking, when you watch Clevenger's front foot, watch his wind of that front foot, and I mean, he's not set. He's pitching out of the full windup, and then he stepped off.
No.
See, there's time at home plate.
So there can't be a balk. Time was called.
Now, I don't know if it was called at third base before. We're looking at the home plate umpire where he had his hand up. I don't know.
Yeah, the third base umpire, Greg Gibson, is the one that called the balk.
Well, it looks like it's going to stay, because you see Terry is getting upset here.
Well, I thought they already called the runner back. See, time was out. You can't be a balk if time is out. It's like nothing can happen.
Well, let's see what goes on here. I see all the umpires. You got somebody talking to Clevenger. All right, there you go. Let's see. Time is out. Time is out. Time is out. And then he calls a balk.
Time's still out.
Now the home plate umpire had his hand up. Okay, now that's a better shot. I like that one, because you can see. Now
he's got to go back to third.
He should have to, because there was time out. Legitimately, the home plate umpire's hand was up. You could clearly, and I mean clearly, see that. And now Mickey's going to have to go talk to his pitcher about whatever it was. Just come set. Because I guarantee they talked about that in that whatever they were talking about or what was going on. He better just come set and go from the stretch instead of moving that front foot. I thought there was going to be some issues. Watch, you see, he's not set. I mean, and now he's going to go into his full windup.
Oh,
see?
he stopped and started again.
Okay.
That's what got him, right, Arch?
Yeah.
He was moving, then he stopped.
Right.
That's fine.
Yes.
But then he started moving again. But the problem with the whole thing is that time was out the whole time.
Well, it was, but the third base umpire wasn't looking. He was watching the pitcher, and I'm sure somebody said something to him down there when they were on the bag. Just come set and go home. Forget that. He's out of the full windup. That's how he pitches. But he did stop and then start again.
So Encarnacion was yelling at Perez. Perez was yelling at Encarnacion. Then we had a balk. Everybody's yelling at everybody. The time was out. Eventually, we're going to get back to baseball here. Bases loaded, 2 down.
There you go. Stretch it. Oh, he's going right back and stop.
Got him looking. After all that, it's a called third strike, and the Blue Jays leave them loaded. 2-1 Toronto. Stretch time in Cleveland. crazy chain of events that led to the end of that top half of this inning.
Well, Clevenger comes in with the bases loaded to face him, and then they're, 1-1, and then after this pitch, the bickering started between Encarnacion and Perez. Now, I don't know what happened between them. Somebody said something, whatever happened. It's 1-2 count. Then there was a balk call.
Look at Lindor's in there. Hey, timeout. There was timeout called.
Yeah, and then he had to come back and make a pitch, and boy, did he make a great one right on the outside edge. So the rookie came out and did what he had to do. That was a great pitch.
I'm going to tell you something. He was unflappable in a situation with everything going on around him where he could have crumbled. He stayed focused.
Yeah,
and
he sure did. He sure did.
So he's giving him a chance. Bottom of the 7th, Abraham Almonte will lead it off against Marcus Stroman, who gave up 3 straight singles to start that 6th inning, but then got a huge double play ground out off the bat of Jose Ramirez and struck out Chisenhall to end the inning.
In that inning, he threw 16 pitches, and there were 11 swings, so they weren't going to spot him much.
Left-hander Brett Cecil getting loose now in the Toronto bullpen. Still, this is only pitch number 85 for Stroman. But the Blue Jays have the same numbers we have, which indicate that that 3rd time through the order, either his stuff starts to lose some of its ability to get hitters out, or he gets a little bit tired. Whatever the case, we got the bullpen up on the ready. And a foul back. Tells you how good the pitching has been, though, on a day with the wind blowing out, and you would expect maybe a high-scoring affair. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened that way at all.
No, these 2 guys, both of them with 8 strikeouts, they've had a good day. They made some quality pitches.
Swung out and missed. Almonte down. That's number 9 for Stroman. Once again, here's Ashley Collins with an in-studio update.
Thanks, Matt. Tigers 7 back behind the Tribe in the AL Central. They're taking on the Red Sox, and it's Justin Upton again with his 2nd 3-run shot of the game. That gives him 15 on the season. Tigers are up 8-1, bottom of the 6th.
Now Detroit having a hit parade party. Boston had won 8 of 10 going into today. Tyler Naquin fouls it off. Missed inside. Well, the Indians had 6 hits in the series opener. They had 6 hits last night, and they have 6 hits so far here today. Right at the center fielder. Barreled it up, hit it hard, but Upton barely had to move. 2 down.
Marcus Stroman has had great stuff today. You're going to see the swings and misses. He's been keeping the ball down. He even had one where he threw a wild pitch and able to reach base. And look at the pitches down in the zone, the movement on the baseball. Great breaking ball there. 9 strikeouts, 1 walk on the afternoon. And he has been in control.
We're going to get Rajay Davis with 2 down, pinch hitting for Roberto Perez. Rajay has not had much success in the pinch hit role. He's just 1 for 9. On the whole, it's not been a real strength for the Indians. They're 8 for 59 as a team pinch hitting. But what we have seen is that with Terry Francona getting guys into games, it might not be in this at bat, but maybe he gets a second at bat. Something good tends to happen, like the other night with Tyler Naquin. He didn't start that game Friday night, but it was his second at bat. But he won the ball game. The 1-2. Did not go.
Well, in Stroman's last start against the Indians, July 1st, he went 6 2/3. He's there now. He's trying to get this last out to go 7 for his club.
Oh, what a piece of hitting by Rajay Davis. He just kind of threw the bat at it.
You know, that's protecting with 2 outs. Donaldson did that earlier off Kluber and drove in a run. Now down to his last strike. Look at Davis. Davis did a really nice job to go down and get it. It's the slider. It's off the plate. It's not a strike, but boy, what a great piece of hitting to stay alive. He stayed on it. That's about all you could do with it. And he does. So now that creates a little problem, maybe, or a little pressure, I should say, for Toronto, with Davis being on, knowing he runs.
First ball swinging, a slow tap to the second, and over. 7 in the books. Toronto 2, Cleveland 1. And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Two on Toronto, 8th inning. Great shot at downtown Cleveland on a beautiful afternoon. Been a well-played game. Great pitching on both sides once again. Chris Jimenez takes over behind the plate, 8th inning, and it will be Mike Clevenger who stays in. Russell Martin, Troy Tulowitzki, Michael Saunders due up for the Blue Jays. Martin 0 for 3 has struck out twice. And again swings at the first pitch.
Yeah, 4 straight times today.
Cracked his bat. He'll need a new piece of lumber. A couple of birthdays to send out today. Happy 69th birthday to your guy, Don Bob Seeger. He's up from Columbus.
Okay. Happy birthday, Don.
Fantasy camp veteran. And happy 85th birthday to my Uncle Earl in Steubenville, Ohio. Earl Cramlett.
Is Earl watching today?
Watches every game.
All right, Earl, happy birthday.
He was up cheering on Friday night with that crazy finish. The 0-1. Swung out and missed by Martin. 0-2 to count. Didn't get a chance to mention it, but Cody Westmoreland and Johnny Hornsby were here over the weekend. Up from down Louisiana way.
Right, down from New Orleans.
Came up and then they got to see the crazy series opener. Strike 3 called. What a pitch by Clevenger as he rings up Russell Martin. That's 10 strikeouts for Indians pitching here this afternoon.
Well, Clevenger's faced 2 hitters, both of them called looking on fastballs in the identical spot, outside, at the knees, and away, and the hitter couldn't pull the trigger. Good pitches.
Troy Tulowitzki trying to go inside the line. He does. But a great job to cut it off by Lonnie Chisenhall and hold him to a 1-out single.
Well, that one leaked up. He stayed up and it got played, and Tulowitzki was thinking of taking him the other way and did a nice job just taking the base hit. And you can tell he's just going to take it easy with that calf situation that he has. Missed game 1 of the series, played in last night's game but didn't run too well, so he's just going to take it easy. With him DH, and I'm surprised they may not pinch run there for him.
Michael Saunders 0 for 3 today. Outside 2-0. Out of play, left side. Missed inside. 3 balls and a strike. Trying to shoot it down the left side, but it's out of play. Full count.
Well, after watching last night tonight, I'd be surprised if Tulowitzki even moves here on the full count.
The 3-2, and again he spoils one off the plate. Not sure that would have been a strike, but it was borderline close enough. And a full count with Tulowitzki at first. He was not running on the previous 3-2 pitch. And he doesn't have much of a lead.
No, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
Oh my, 95 at the knees, outside corner, but called ball 4.
Perez slides outside, and you can see the pitch. He was able to lay off of it. That had a little movement going away. Now they have runners at first and second with 1 out.
Melvin Upton is 1 for 3. The homer back in the 3rd. Swung on and missed. Give him a little off-speed pitch.
Well, the last 2 nights, that was a breaking ball from Tomlin that was down. You can see about middle of the plate. Today, Kluber went down more to in, and he pulled the ball. So that's his zone down there. Where you go middle in, you don't want to. He started him off with a good breaking ball away, and he got a swing and a miss.
Two quick strikes. Swung on and missed. Tied him up with 95-mile-an-hour heat. And that is Clevenger's 3rd strikeout, 2 down in the inning.
Well, you just watch. He tied him up. He did a great job of pitching to Upton right there. Started him off breaking ball away, finished him off with a fastball up. And look at the movement going in. He couldn't get the barrel head of the bat out front. He's waiting for it, and it's a big swing and a miss. So a very nice sequence there by Clevenger. 2 down and 1 to go.
Ezekiel Carrera 0 for 3 today. And he is 1 for 12 in the series with 6 strikeouts. Fastball really off the plate, 1-1. We're in the 8th of a 2-1 ball game. Hits are even at 7 apiece. Tried to shoot for the outside corner a couple of times, not getting that call. So he's going to have to get it back onto the plate. Popped him straight up. Lindor waving his arms. He's under it. And the inning is over. Mike Clevenger works out of a little trouble. Middle of the 8th, 2-1 Toronto. afternoon. Provided by Goodyear, leading the way with tires that deliver superior performance in clutch situations. Goodyear, more driven. And a special thanks to the pilots and the folks at Goodyear for the aerial coverage all throughout our homestand.
Yeah,
really,
great shots.
Yeah, really great work.
Marcus Stroman is still out there. We're going into the bottom half of the 8th.
Yeah, bullpen's busy behind him if needed, but he's just about to make his 100th pitch on this next toss to Carlos Santana after he swung and missed at the first offering. Santana 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored a run. And a little weak ground ball to first. 1 down. Comes the manager, John Gibbons. So that's going to be it for Marcus Stroman. He goes 7 1/3. And he allows 1 run on 7 hits. He can win it. He cannot lose it. Nice effort by the Toronto right-hander. And we'll be right back. Stroman. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. The bat between Encarnacion and Clevenger, a balk was called, then it was overturned. It's the reason it's still a 2-1 ball game, because Clevenger struck him out with the bases loaded to end the inning. And now here in the bottom of the 8th, Jason Kipnis on to face left-hander Brett Cecil. And a pitch is in there for a strike called. Kipnis doesn't agree with Ramon De Jesus. Kipnis singled in the 6th. Breaking ball hit off the end of the bat. 2 down. And it will bring up Francisco Lindor.
Cecil, his 37th appearance this year. Record 1-6 is a high ERA. Opposition hitting .284 off of him. Look out. Right on top of the cooler.
Took out the water. Almost got Andre.
Well, it gets the top of the water cooler. Everybody's flying out of there. Guys diving onto the field. Second time Bauer's been out of the dugout this series.
Lindor getting a little extra helping of stick him on the bat. More important thing is that Lindor's in the hole 0-2 with 2 down in the inning. Chopped up the gut, and it gets through, sort of. It's a base hit for Lindor, and it keeps the inning alive. Goins got maybe the very edge of his glove on the ball, and then Travis going up the middle behind him was able to keep it from going all the way into center field, but by then no chance to get Lindor.
Placed perfectly at high bounce. I don't think even if Goins catches this ball, by the time he gathers himself to throw, don't know if he would have been able to get Frankie, but it's a 2-out base hit.
It'll give Jose Ramirez a chance to bat with 2 down. He is 0 for 3 today. There's a fly ball, deep left field, headed for the home run porch. Indians take the lead. The Heat-Nizer continues to roll through August. He's only had 1 game this month without a hit. He was 0 for 3 going into that at bat, and he launched one to the porch to put Cleveland up 3-2.
Unbelievable. You got a breaking ball middle in, and boy, he turned on it and found the porch. How do you feel if you're Marcus Stroman now?
I could guess.
Oh man, I mean, on a hop, a base hit, and a blast.
Now Lonnie Chisenhall. This crowd, which hadn't had a whole lot to be excited about, save the few thousand or so Blue Jay fans in attendance. But Jose Ramirez got them up out of their seats in a hurry with 2 outs and nobody on base. Lindor with a seeing eye bouncing single, and then Ramirez right down the line.
He tied it on Friday. He gave the go-ahead lead here on Sunday.
1-2 the count on Lonnie. Indians as a team continue to feast on the first pitch. That's their 33rd home run on a first pitch this year, 4th most in the majors. We've said it before though, Arch. A lot of times switch hitters have a strong side and then a weak side, but with Ramirez this year,
solid.
He's been very good. It's hard to differentiate one side from the other. Well, maybe you could say the power's a little different. He's got more home runs against right-handed pitching, but he also has a lot more bats on that side of the plate.
Right. He's been very consistent for switch hitters. I mean, yeah, it's tough. It doesn't matter. You can't pick a side that you want to face this guy from, because there's really no weaknesses. You know, Lindor's the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Down on strikes. Lonnie ends the inning, but what an inning it was. Jose Ramirez, 3-2 Cleveland. The entire way. They've come back to take the lead here 3-2. Now they need Cody Allen to record the save in the 9th inning as we welcome you back to the corner. Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. He's got hitters 9, 1, and 2 coming to the plate here. You've got Goins, Travis, and Donaldson, and then Encarnacion. So he's going to face some pretty good hitters.
Key part of this game was the bulk that never was, because if that inning explodes, you have no chance to keep it within a 1-run game. Hats off to Mike Clevenger, and then yet again, who else? With 2 outs, Jose Ramirez will break it all down for you on Indians Live.
We've got a lot to talk about coming up right after the game. Indians Live brought to you by Conrad's, Tire Express, and Total Car Care. For the 9th, here are Matt and Rick. Guys. You wouldn't have expected this series to end any other way. 1-run game right to the bitter end. It's the way all but I think one of the games has been this year. You had that blowout affair in the series finale in Toronto, but every other game has been just fought to the bitter end. Ryan Goins leads off, and Cody Allen with a first pitch strike.
Very evenly matched teams, no doubt.
Not a play. Josh Tolley, Justin Smoke, and Darwin Barney are the bats on the bench for Toronto. Well, right now is Ryan Goins, and then Devin Travis and Josh Donaldson. Don't expect to see any pinch hitters here. Strike 3 call.
Just came right at him with a good fastball, and he takes it. No protect. Couldn't pull the trigger. That'll be out number 1. 12 strikeouts for Indians pitching today.
Big curveball, and that drops in. You can see Travis kind of buckled by it. He's had a good day, though. 2 hits, 5 hits in the series. Doubled and scored way back in the 3rd. That's the last run of the game for the Blue Jays. And then he just blew the heater by him. 0-2. Hit 2-strike pitch. Foul right back our way, and a little high, just above the booth.
Those boys back there were ducking, weren't they?
Hey, what? A little
yeah,
lower.
you were waiting for it right in the forehead. You would have been knocked out.
Two-strike pitch. Low. This crowd of 26,696, many of them on their feet with 1 out in the 9th. It's been a whale of a weekend of baseball between 2 first-place clubs. Foul right back.
And this really has been a good series. No matter how you look at it, the Indians in every series have had to come from behind. They were able to do it Friday night, Saturday night. The Blue Jays came back. They held on. And today the Indians are trying to do it again with late magic at home.
The 1-2 from Cody. Nice job by Devin Travis. Somehow he just got the very end of the bat on the baseball.
Yeah, good. I mean, that one's not even close to being a strike. He's backhanding that ball, Jimenez. But he hangs in there and got a piece of it to live for another pitch.
Fastball, fouled back again. Ooh, that one nailed our camera. A glancing blow, so it's still standing upright, but that almost took it out.
Yeah, that's been a homestand where we've had a lot of action coming up in here.
Tell you what. Cody with a 1-2. Another foul back. Boy, this has been some at bat for Devin Travis.
It really has. And you see the look, Cody Allen sort of looks off to the side. He made some very good pitches that this kid has fouled off. You might want to throw one in the dirt here as a breaking ball to see if he chases that. Atta boy.
He chased it.
Yes, he did.
2 down.
There you go. He was fouling everything off. You might as well try one thing. Bounce it and see what he does. And he couldn't hold up. He was in swing mode. He couldn't hold up. 2 down, 1 out away from winning the series, but they got a tough out to get.
It will not be easy. It never is. Josh Donaldson 1 for 3 with a walk. And he takes ball 1. The American League's most valuable player, Josh Donaldson. And Cody Allen trying to save it for Cleveland. High 2-0. Donaldson with 28 home runs, 81 driven in. Oh, what a breaking ball. He's sitting dead red thinking he's going to get a chance to turn a fastball around. And instead, Cody throws him the hook, and he's way out in front of it.
Boy, look at those fingers all the way down on the side of that baseball, and it's going straight down with it. Donaldson out front.
The 2-1. Another curveball and another dandy. It's 2-2. Everybody up now. The 2-2. High, full count. Well, I guess that's the way it has to be. This series, the season series, it all comes down to one pitch now. And the 3-2 out of play to the right. And we'll do it again. A gorgeous, almost fall-like afternoon. 3-2 Cleveland, 9th inning, 2 outs, 3-2 pitch. It's ball 4 and the game stays alive. I think everybody in the stadium thought it was going to be the ball game.
Heater in off the plate. They wanted it. Look at, boy, they thought they were one pitch away. Now they're going to have to get after Encarnacion.
Now he is 1 for 4 this afternoon with a double. The tying run is at first. Santana will hold him on. 3 infielders shift to the left side. And it's low, ball 1. Now Andrew Miller is getting loose in the bullpen. That's way down the road. You got several hitters before a left-hander would be up. Not that Miller couldn't come in to face a right-hander, but (2-0). Now the 2-0 pitch. Way outside, 3-0. One pitch away from putting the tying run now into scoring position, with Russell Martin due up next. Bullseye, 3-1. Will Martin get a chance? We're about to find out. The 3-1 to Encarnacion. It's ball 4. Well, he's walked 2 in a row after striking the first 2 out. The tying run in the scoring position. Go ahead run at first. Martin coming to the plate. Mickey Callaway going to the mound. Cody came out, struck out Ryan Goins quickly, but then the long at bat by Travis, and we've seen this so many times. Travis ended up striking out, but the cumulative effect perhaps took something out of Cody as he walked Donaldson on a brutally close pitch and then walked Encarnacion on 5 pitches, 4 of which weren't really even close.
Well, Martin over 4 on the day, but every time up he has swung at that first pitch. So you want to make a quality first pitch here.
Curveball and a good one. I don't know if he fooled Martin or if he just wasn't going to swing at it regardless. He reacted as though he'd never seen one before. Maybe trying to bait him into throwing it again. He did throw it again, but he made it a little tighter, and it was away. And Martin fouled it off. It's 0-2. Two on, 2 out, 2-strike pitch. Way outside. Nice stab by Jimenez. The white knuckler to the bitter end. And the 1-2 pitch. Did he go? He did not. And it's 2-2.
There you'll get a look from the side, and he was able to check it. He thought about it. You see that front foot way out in front. That'll even a count at 2s.
I'll say this, Arch. If this is any sort of an October preview, October has a chance to be really exciting regardless of who's in it.
Yeah, these two teams, they go at it.
The 2-2. Second time in this inning, a pitch that could have ended the game just misses its target. And the Blue Jays stay alive.
Well, they get a chance. They'll be on the move now. 3-2 with 2 outs.
The tying run, Donaldson is at second base. Go ahead run, Encarnacion at first. They will move on the 3-2 to Russell Martin. Right field. Indians win it. Cody Allen exhales a big smile, his 24th save of the year. The Indians take the series and the season series from Toronto, winning 4 out of the 7. The Indians also go to 20 games above 500 at 71-51 and finish the homestand winning 8 out of 11.
Yeah, that I'll tell you what, never easy, but what a star that guy was over the weekend. Jose Ramirez tied it up on Friday night, actually with the winner on Sunday. Clutch hitting, 2-run home run onto the porch, and Cody Allen got the save. And boy, I'll tell you what, this was a great series, a great matchup.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the fact that the Blue Jays brought a lot of fans. They were spirited. They were into it. Indians fans certainly had their hands full because the Tribe was down in every game early, had to battle back to win 2 out of 3. But they take the series here at Progressive Field. 3-2 is the final. And we'll be back with some final thoughts right after this.